What's going on, my beautiful dolls and divos? I had fun making this. That strap right there is actually a chin strap that I deconstructed to use for the adjustable factor. My client has frontal fibrosis, and she put me up to a challenge. So let me know later on, how did I do? Drop a comment. All right. She wants to have a frontal that has no tape, no glue, no adhesive, no spray. That's detachable. She wants to be able to remove it. That's a challenge. And not only that, I mean, different if it was sewing or something or a wig or something. But she desires to incorporate her own natural hair, yes, in a natural style with this piece. Now, right now, what I did is I got the frontal, or I got the combs in. So I just snapped the combs in the back so I can go ahead and cut out her ear pieces. That's the first phase. Because then, in order for me to have the accurate measurements to put the strap in, I had to do that while she was here. Okay. Now, my beautiful doll been with me for over a year. So we get to play with fun stuff because she makes it a safe space. That's how you get the fun stuff. You challenged me. She gave me some time. She was like, Taneasha, I know you can do anything. I'm like, really? Okay. So right now we're just going ahead and snapping in those combs. I added those combs in. At first I probably did like 4, but then I was like, nah, in order for it to lay more flush, I had to make them like an inch apart. Space with the combs. You can get those combs from your beauty supply store. The chin straps, I had them just around. Um, I never use them. And the chin strap I'm talking about is the ends of them are like metal, like duck plung clips, like they silver. And normally it's made for if you're a wig maker, or you like to have your clients not have to hold pieces like I had to have my client hold at the beginning of the video. Then you snap it to like the hair piece, and it holds the hair piece in place is what it's for. Oh, okay. Or whatever. Make a long story short, right now I'm just cutting away the axis of the lace so I can have clear vision of where I want it to lay and where I want it to see. Now, transparency. The only con about having those elastic bands on that area, it lays as flush, it's solid, it ain't going nowhere. So it's chef kiss as far as the execution. You're not going to be able to pull your hair behind your ear, because I needed that area to be able to have the elasticity, to be able to have it, an opportunity to have it off and on. So we making miracles, yes we are, but we have to be realistic when it comes to certain stuff. Them ear tabs, they lift up when you got adhesive tape and boho put together. Am I lying? So with nothing there, and I'm pulling on it because I want the. So basically, everywhere from, and you'll see when I'm later on, I guess maybe like the tip of your pinky of that part is not covered. Now, you seeing what I'm talking about? We're getting close. We've already plucked her hairline and all that. So right now that unit is on, and it's on, so I can be able to create the 3.5 rows of braidless sewing in the back to incorporate with this frontal. So we, like earlier this summer, we cut her in a bob. I'm using silicone beads, and we're going to do 2 rows. All right, so pockets is the place or the space around the micro link. All right. Also, give yourself an inch and a half. I mean, yeah, an inch, a half an inch to an inch of more weft when you pre-cut your weft, to measure up the length that you need. All right, so you don't run out of the weft, the track. Okay. Now, we call those spaces around the microlink pockets. So we're going to sew in our first anchor in that third pocket, not the first pocket. So that's technically the second bead, the the first incision. When you're doing braidless sewing, you don't go inside of the micro link, you go around. Okay, so that's what we're doing now. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my third pocket again to add in that second weft. I don't like the ends of my weft to be doubled. just because it's too thick. Now, I'm using my hairline snatch, the Burmese Kinky Curly. So, say if we're using Bellamy hair, um, then we can use a volume weft or an infinity weft. But since we're using traditional wefts, it's why I'm doing it this way. So it won't be so bulky. All right. Now, when we're talking about those kind of wefts, infinity wefts or volume wefts, you got three wefts sewn on to one. So it gives you that density and you could deconstruct it. Not trying to go too technical, but anyway, so now we're just going to go ahead and do our blanket stitch going around each pocket until we go to the end, and then we repeat and meet back into the third pocket, tied off. All right. Now, I also had to create this frontal prosthesis because, yeah, I have a distributor that can create anything on any base. The catch 22 is exclusion. They don't have those techniques or toppers or hair loss solutions for women of color with texture. Now, if I'm dealing with a woman of color who wants like a body wave, something straight, then cool. That's not a hard challenge. That's why I said, oh, she wanted me to do what? Because the frontal normally is sewn down. You wanted to take it off and on. How am I gonna make that flat? So I had to come up with that. So let me know how I did my first time. It's my first time even entertaining something like that. But again, I told you, she been with me for over a year. And when I have clients that have the opportunity to give me that safe space to let me create and don't press, that's when the magic come out. Okay. So if you out there and you a hairstylist and you really want to start getting into hair loss, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be a fun journey. Get your piggyback, your pocketbook together. And get you a clientele that's going to let you create, because the standard things that I learned being certified in hair loss is what? Hair replacement, that's shaving off, that earth concern at the top, and applying with adhesive. That's short and sassy. That's cool. But everybody who lose their hair don't want a short haircut. Quick weave. Okay, we covering that area of concern, but you can't get to the area to try to regrow it. Some people want to feel the wind in their scalp. Like, my whole thing of being the queen of hair illusions is, how can I make that person feel as complete or more confident as they were before that situation happened? Your natural hair. You know what I'm saying? So everybody don't look good with a pixie cut. And that's what everybody was doing. I'm like, okay, but I always loved long hair. I love to grow hair. Yeah, I'm training that way, but is that my ministry? Do I have to do and specialize in short hair all day? Now, I'm good at short hair, but I like playing hair more. All right, so right now, this is what I'm talking about. When you start back in your third pocket, you go into that middle. Now, if you desire for one-on-one training, virtual courses, that's available. The link is in my bio. As always, your girl is, open to teaching things, and this is advanced. This is advanced. So the educator that I am is, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to make you win. You're going to get your return back on your investment, but this is not for a beginner. Okay. So if we are to a place that we have not mastered, and this is just me, just keeping it real. Can I put you on? There's a lot of beauticians out here that are teaching courses, but they're not having care and love and integrity maybe behind that. I'm not going to set you up for failure. So if I'm going to go ahead and put you on and teach you a technique, let's go ahead and build the muscle up. You're not going to get a six-pack going to no gym once a month. Okay. So this is extremely advanced. I would say let's go ahead and do a topo before we even do a frontal. All right. Now, when I was brainstorming, what I'm doing now, I'm incorporating her head with the extension as I'm going. So it's not so overwhelming for me at one time. And I like clean sections. So when I'm dealing with textured hair, especially 4C hair and density, if I just have it all out, I can't create. I can't see. It's just a mess. So I like to work in clean spaces, organized, and clarity. So as I'm seeing myself, especially when I'm freestyling, like I already know what I'm doing, but I'm still freestyling as I'm going because I've never done this before. I kind of gotta kind of see what my work is looking like. It's like tasting your food when you're cooking. Let me cook. All right. So I do like the sandwich the hair. So underneath that weft, the double weft, and over top the double weft, I combine her hair into the extension. So when I do the twist out, you'll see later on, you're not gonna see no demarcation. Bam. All right, so like I said, we doing 3.5 rows. So basically we just going through like we going through. I believe this is the Burmese Kinky Curly 20 inches. Now you see how nice the stitching is. You want to make sure that your stitching is above the weft. The reason why it's important not to go through that micro bead is because when you're going to go and do your adjustments, every 6 weeks, your client's going to get new growth. So you're going to have to open up that link, push back up, easy peasy, and go ahead and comb out all of the fallen hairs that normally happens every day that we don't notice and see. All right, so as you see, I'm going through and just making sure the products I'm using is pretty simple. I'm natural as far as I don't like a whole lot of bunch of product. All right, so water, leave-in conditioner, my honey almond um, influenced styling foam, and a dime size amount of the Influence Sea Moss Curl Glaze. The link is in my bio, so they go to my website, phdhairsolutions.com. I need to change the name of it because I think it's confusing. Sometimes I'm too extra, but it's a link on my menu that has the products. So all my products is all on my e-commerce store on my website. Boom. If you're interested in classes, virtual Zoom 101s, right now I'm just not entertaining big classes. It's just, to me, I like to make sure I meet you where you at. That link is in the bio as well, and that's courses.phdadvancedhairtraining.com. Plug. Right now, I had flipped over that frontal prosthesis, and I'm going ahead and doing 2 cornrows. So she has an ankle braid to snap into. She is basically a marker. I did 2 cornrows, and I went ahead and did the invisible crochet method going up, so you can't, see it, and it's tucked away. At first, I'm like, how I'm going to go ahead and have this snap on and lay flat. I didn't want to just leave that hair just untamed underneath that frontal, because it could have the shuffling, matting, and other issues. So yeah. Now this video is pretty long, so I sped up as much as I could. So thank you all for rocking with me while I'm going through this process. Yeah. So let's talk about the basis also, if I was able to get my distributor to create this frontal prosthesis and not me I use a 13x6 frontal. All right. Now this is a HD or this is a HD lace. Transparent is cool, but it's not as forgiving for darker tones, and especially when I'm doing alopecia solutions. So I kind of like that extra coating that I get from the HD lace compared to the transparent lace. Now you got different laces like your welded lace, welded monofilament. That's like a clear nylon thread that's woven like a window screen. A single layer of is like really fragile. Now I'm speaking about what bases are what, in case if you're a person that is trying to get certified into hair loss and trying to understand that world, and what is the difference between that compared to a regular traditional hairstylist that does hair loss. Okay, when you are certified, you have different access. You're able to start accepting HSA payments, insurance. You could be a vendor with a Veteran Affairs. You can be aligned with Care Credit. So when your clients are investing into alopecia solutions, especially at my practice, the financial investment is not dismissed. I've basically taken care of that by equipping myself with certain certifications to make sure that I'm able to help every woman of life. And also, you can also get aligned with different associations and nonprofits. So I give back in that arena. But getting into hair loss can be a nice amount of investment, and make sure that your why is not financially driven. My why is to give women confidence, and I'm able to create, and I like the challenge. So I do get a little bored with mundane hairstyling. I've been doing hair with 20 something years, and this is how you prevent yourself from burnout. You ain't got to do hair loss, but it's so much into the hair rim. You want to get in a niche that is not a million of you, and regardless of what's going on in the economy, you're still able to provide for your family. All right, enough about that. Now you got your fine mono. That's used for your small units, your tops. Your larger units gonna need it's gonna pucker if you use fine mono. You got German lace. It's the most durable lace. It's a longer lifespan. It is going to be great to use for a full head bond. So the lace that we see at the beauty supply store or our distributors, that's made for the public, it's great, but it's not in the best is maybe not the best materials to use when you start getting more advanced in the hair loss realm. So remember, the hair in our body, our venomous hairs on our arms, our venomous hair, the baby hair, the fine hair, right? Around your hairline, that's normally to catch that bacteria, like in your ears, your nose. Those fine hairs is to protect us. Now, when we have an area of concern, like hair loss, we don't have that protection. So you can be exposed to all kind of things. So just because you don't have hair there, it does not mean, oh, I can do what I want to do. I can use I'm gonna use a quick weave. It's repetition get you caught. It take one time. All right. Now we're going to go ahead with my favorite moisture lock by Influence. The Shea Butter Moisture Lock. I like to use that. So you see I'm going through with my hands. She set underneath the dryer for like 45 minutes by me already twisting as I go. It kind of cut the time down dramatically. She's very patient. I only do this for my clients who normally like to wear their natural hair. They've been wearing their natural hair before they start losing their hair. And they are patient enough to sit underneath the dryer. Taneasha, why are you saying that? Because I already know. I already know. Now, as far as me creating like hybrid or new techniques at my practice, that's really for my clients who's been loyal. Like I said at the beginning of this video, she's been with me for more than a year. Chair hopping, I don't advise it. I'm not possessive. Do what you will. You can do that with a full canvas of hair. You got a whole head of hair and you want to go to Schnicker Bumper Curl, get your hair braided, and you come back a year later. Okay, that's cool. But when you have an herb concern, you're like a new client every time. And what the things that I do is not always just cover up. It's easy just to do a quick weave and cover it up, or put a wig on, or do what they taught us to do is a hair non-surgical hair replacement with shaving off the top of your hair and then putting on a cranial prosthesis. I do that too, but that's glue. That's easy. It's nothing there. You can't mess it up, especially if you can style. So what about the women who have lost their hair, who don't look good in short hair, or don't want a pixie cut? What about the girls who don't want a relaxer, who want to still wear their natural hair? That's where I come in. And it's only one of me, so I gotta go ahead and put people on. So everybody who got hair loss can feel comfortable and confident. Now, I ain't got no spray. I got no tape. There's not no got to be glue. The only thing that got this frontal laying down is the elastic straps. And the thing I love about the chin strap that I created with that was it's adjustable. So it gave me wiggle room. Because if you use the regular elastic band that you use for the wig, it's too thick. You'll see it. And I'm going to show you in the back when I do the whole reveal. Right now, I'm just doing my little detailing and playing with, my accent. I'm very happy with how it came out. So don't, hopefully, y'all, I'm saying, think that it's okay too, especially for my first time, because this was not easy. I had 2 weeks to come up with this. Really a whole 6 months, but 2 weeks the pressure was on because the appointment was made. So we did the braidless install in the back to incorporate with this. This is the reveal. She has a filter on for my Snapchat, So that's what that is. And I really, really am happy. And see, she can go back to a certain degree, but just around that ear part is where she can't really, pull it back. But I think that looks good. It's laid. You don't see anything as far as the separation. The twist out is nice. It looks like her hair. And that's what I'm talking about. That silver part is the adjustable component, okay? It's snug. It don't hurt her. She could take it off in the morning or do what she want. All right, I'll see y'all next week. Like, subscribe. Deuces.